Trevschirps to the Boys in the Woods podcast.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Boys in the Woods podcast. Today we got Trevschirps, TikTok star. The old Heckler
Star is a little overzealous, but I appreciate it. We're getting there.
Yeah. So you got people
enjoy it.
Exactly. You got people out there trying to sponsor you to go out there on the East Coast, trying to get that East Coast trip going on. Have you been to any other stadiums other to go and heckle? And
we did that trip.
You did? You did it already.
That's where all the. No, that's okay. A lot of people. I guess I was confusing video. The dates were like cut off, but we just did that trip in the beginning of May. We went from Boston down to DC, and it was freaking awesome, dude. Like we started at Fenway. Fenway was like walking into a time machine. It was so much fun.
I watched the episode, the video there where you're interviewing people. You're giving them trivia on their own team, and the one guy's answered like bing, 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 and the other guy's looking at him. He's like, I don't even fucking know. He's like, I don't even know the answers to this, man.
That guy had him teed up. I didn't even have to finish the question. You see that?
Yeah. That's great.
I made up a quiz for every stadium we went to, and it was all on team trivia. Phillies one was pretty hard, but for the most part, it was like stuff that the casual baseball fan might know, and then that's why we gave them options to like do an easy, medium, or hard. It was so much fun. That was actually my producer's idea. He was super smart.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, the Philly one probably would be pretty hard because I mean they got some of like the worst and like craziest fans out there. You know, whether it be football, baseball, whatever. They're terrible.
Yep. Oh yeah, they were playing the Red Sox when we were out there, and that's when the Sixers were in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, and the Sixers were also playing Boston. It was pandemonium, dog. It was so much fun. Yeah, they sure were. I went full heel. That was my favorite part of Philly. Is like nobody likes them, and they do not care.
Right. Yeah,
that was a blast.
I got a couple friends that are huge Chicago Cubs fans, and we got a Facebook group. There's like 300 people in there, or whatever. And I like giving them shit. I sent them the one where you're talking with the Cubs fan. You're just like,
hell yeah,
your team sucks. You're like, yeah, sucks.
Our team sucks too, dude.
Yeah.
That's so great. I'm really stoked that you guys dig it. I appreciate you watching. It's such a stupid thing.
I have it worse though. I'm a Tigers fan, so like it's been since 1980, so 81.
Yeah, and we got you guys in what was that, 2012?
Yeah.
When they had Verlander? Dude. Yeah. Damn, what a series. That was all luck. They didn't deserve any of that shit.
No,
like it was swinging bunts and errors, man. They didn't deserve it. I know it. I'm not going to be like, yeah, we deserve that. No, absolutely not.
Well, that was small ball, though. I mean, you probably...
Sure was.
Who's the catcher? You guys still have the same catcher, too. I mean, the guy's been around forever, no? He's gone.
Posey just retired a couple of years ago. Yeah, but he was awesome. Nobody could replace him. They're like on this catcher carousel, and you know what they say when you got 4 catchers? You have no catchers. You get it, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what's on the docket, dude?
All right, man. I just wanted to get into it with you. Like, how did this all start? How did you get into it? Like, you just started going to baseball games, and like all of a sudden you brought your phone along, or your friends are just like, all right, man, just give this guy hell, you know, like go at it.
Yeah, that's a great question. So the first time we started doing it, and I was coming up with like the whole premise behind it is we're just basically describing a person that nobody likes, and it's the most PG and quick laughs, and it has nothing to do with the player. It's just props. I'm just yelling this shit out loud. Right. So my buddy and producer Jazz, who edits all the content, he was like, that shit is funny. Let's start filming this and see if the internet likes it. And I said, yeah, whatever. It makes me laugh. Let's see if it makes other people laugh too. And we started back in October filming stuff at like the end of the season. So that's where all that Giants Cubs content comes from. Yeah. A buddy of ours is a Cubs fan from Illinois, so we go to that game every year. It's a great time. So we filmed some stuff from that, and that got a little bit of traction. We're like, we want some more content. So we started going to like AAA games, and the people in the crowd really started to dig it, dude. It was surprising the reaction you get from people. And I'm just yelling dumb things into the ether. And then we planned this East Coast trip because I wanted to see all the stadiums in America anyway. And this was just an opportunity to film some more content in different places and see if like, did we not just get that response at Oracle because that's just Giants fans, or are other people going to be into this as well? Yeah. So then the rest is history. It kind of just started taking off, and now we're trying to figure out the business side of all this
Yeah.
stuff. And I have no idea what I'm doing, and we have to be like pseudo lawyers, kind of.
Yeah.
You know?
Gotta watch yourself. There was one. I think it was. You ever watched? You see John Boy Media? The guy like takes like He actually had one, and I was like, man, that would be a good skit for you guys. I was like, I don't. You can take it, roll with it. But he goes, you know how you're always doing these little quick things. He's like talking about like, well, Suzuki don't play anymore, but he'd be like, just go out there and be like, yeah, Suzuki, I heard you don't like sushi. You know, just freaking just drag on, be like.
That's on the same vein, man.
Yeah, you know, but I live in Wisconsin. You know, I've adopted the Brewers as my secondary favorite team, and my old lady, she's a huge freaking Rowdy Tellez fan. So
hell yeah, that man is a ham, dude.
Yeah.
How can you not be a fan of him?
Exactly. I reached out to his manager, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, I'll send you out there." Her brother is like a doppelganger of what he looks like. Like they like could be twins. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, and they're like around the same age and everything. Yeah.
I love that.
I'll just shoot you a picture. She's got like this Instagram thing where they're like side by side. She does profile shots. I'll send it to you. It's hilarious.
That's so funny. I love doing you look like. You know, when you're out in public and you see strangers and you're like, anybody ever tell you look like Brad Pitt a little bit if you squint?
I sent a couple videos to my co-host. He's at a wedding this weekend, so he's
Mazel tov. His wedding?
Yeah. Charles.
Okay, Charles. Yeah. We missed you, bud. Wish you could be here.
I sent him the video where you're doing those, like the Uber confessions.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "That's a little much," and I'm like, "Man, comedy is comedy. Like you got to be able to open up a little."
That's a true story.
Yeah, that's wild.
Funny enough. I don't know. We were debating putting that out to the world, but I think that's a great story. I'm also trying to like get into a stand-up career out of this, and we start to develop bits, but this is to get some just exposure. So that is one of my like closing ones, and that it's such a weird story. I used to hitchhike a lot, dude. Yeah. Like when we first moved up to Tahoe, I didn't have a car, so like it's pretty nuts.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I got a couple of people that my coworkers, like I was like, I got this guy. He's going to be coming on the podcast. They're like, I've seen this guy before. And I'm like, well, yeah, your stuff scrolls through TikTok, man. People get on that stuff. It's awesome.
I love it.
I'll bring it to we're bringing it to the Midwest because that's pretty much where our downloads are. I mean, I think we average like, you know, it's between 300 and 500 downloads, and that's just downloads. I don't know how many people actually listen, but at one point, like Pittsburgh, we were blowing up. Like we made the Apple charts. We got kicked off by iHeartRadio. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Good for you guys. We love that. That's fucking awesome. Dude, people want to see this stuff. You find a niche, you find something that like people are into, and it just takes off. And that's what I think is crazy about what we're doing, is because it's like it's smart and satirical, and it's making fun of ourselves. It's the silliest existence.
Right.
And you guys get it too. Well, that's awesome. What are your main sports, by the way?
We dive into everything. We kind of like try to like pick a headline one week, and then we'll just try to like tear it apart. Like we were doing the NBA playoffs. My buddy, like him and Perkins got this thing going where this guy hates like Sam Perkins. Like he can't he can't go. He goes the other way with everything that the guy says, and he just like fights with them all the time. So
that's so funny. I got
the fake jerseys up here.
Oh yeah,
Ray Finkel up there, Jackie Moon, and then I'm also
I'm signed Finkel, dude.
Yeah, then I'm wearing Mo Vaughn right now.
There you go.
Yep.
Oh man, from Major League. I love that.
Yeah.
We just got done with the live stream. I was out here. Giants lost. We got crushed 8-3, but it's still fun, man. I grilled some glizzies. We have this cooler. This is still the setup, so I figured why not leave it for the pod.
That's crazy. But the thing, you guys were playing about Baltimore?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That they have such a big decision to make. Are they going to blow that team up, or is that guy going to like try to roll with it? I mean, that team's hot. I mean,
oh, what? They're talking about like they're going to trade people away from Baltimore?
Yeah, because I guess the owner already come out and said that he was like, he goes, I think we're just going to blow it up because Baltimore's always been known as a city since Ripken that they're just not gonna pay anybody. Like they're just going to be that team that drags themselves along, you know.
That's so silly. Why not, dude? Why not the Orioles of all teams? They got that kid Adley Rushman, who is a stud. I love him. He's like a young Buster Posey, but that's unfair to him because he could be like great in his own right too. So
Right.
that's nuts. That's rad. You guys dive into everything. I try to dabble in every sport because it's sports. And it's like something to talk about.
Yeah.
Baseball is really the only one I ever get a shit about. I actually got traumatized into being a Giants fan. If you want to hear that story.
Yeah, absolutely. Get into it.
My dad, when I was 9, I'd always like been into baseball, so I like played t-ball and shit. Yeah. And I went to the mall with a friend of ours and their parents, and they got him a hat, and I saw one hat on the top shelf, and I was like, I want that one, and I just liked it because it was blue. And I come home, and old Papa Kermit sees Dodger hat, and he's like, what the fuck is that, and how dare you bring that shit into my house, and takes it and throws it off my head, and like physically, like a bit, dude, like physically stomps on it and makes me cry. And then from that moment on, I trauma bonded into being a Giants fan.
You had orange tears from the rest of that time from then on.
I sure did, bud. Orange and black every time. You get it.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how like ingrained people get into fan bases, but it's just something to believe in, right? Like baseball is spectacular. It's romantic. It's this like novel that writes itself. Do you know what I mean?
Well, right. That's why I can't rag on any Cubs fan. I mean, you guys went 100 years. Like, and you've had some very traumatizing events happen in the playoffs, regular season to get into the playoffs, and that would have ruined me. There's no way I would have been able to come back from that.
Mm-hmm. And the whole debacle in the 90s was it Bartman?
Bartman.
Bartman with the foul ball debacle, and then I guess there's a goat involved somehow.
Yeah, that was with the Cubs flag and the goat. They had the goat outside on Waveland Avenue or whatever. Like, who knows?
Were they not allowed to bring the goat in, or they were supposed to bring the goat in?
We're bringing the goat in, I think, and then they were told not to. Fuck this guy.
Dude, that is so absurd. Like, baseball back in the day was crazy. People used to bring fucking batteries to the yard and throw them at people, and they were bringing farm animals.
Do you know a little bit of baseball trivia? There's a pitcher threw a no-hitter, a perfect game, like all high on acid. I can't remember who that
Doc
was.
Ellis for the
Ellis,
Pirates.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep. At one point, he thought he was pitching to Elvis, and Jimi Hendrix was swinging a guitar.
I remember his manager. Like, they're in there's not a video of it, but there's audio of it. Like, in the clubhouse, they're mic'd up. I think they got caught by like the Major League Baseball had something going on, and they like caught the conversation. There's a little bit of it. You can Google and find it. But it's like him telling him to take him out of the game, and the guy's like, "Fuck no!" He's like, he's gonna he's like, "Fuck no!" He's gonna throw a no, you know.
I love that. That's the commercial. Fantastic. Meanwhile, they're ripping darts in the dugout. Yeah. Like, I'm leaving him in.
I mean, let's be 100% completely honest. If Babe Ruth was going up against any pitcher nowadays, he probably would strike out 9 times out of 10.
Most likely. It's a different game, dude.
I mean, the dude was chugging freaking Dodger dogs and just freaking guzzling beers in the middle of the game. I mean,
deleting beers and womanizing and smoking cigars, dog. And then they're lobbing in meatballs. Like, I would have been good in that time if I played. Like the average person.
Pretty sure Ricky
Henderson. We could have put an all-star team together, Patrick.
Oh yeah, we could have. We just handpick it like a fantasy league. Fantastic.
Us and our average friends.
Right? Yeah, I had a podcast. I had a guy come on the podcast a while ago. A couple episodes ago. He's doing this wiffle ball thing down in Florida, like where he gets his wiffle ball teams together. Yeah. He owns this company, and I was like,
"Fuck yeah!" Is it Blitzball?
No, it's
okay.
Backyard. It's called Backyard Rule. He blew up on TikTok too. He had some crazy stuff, but
hell yeah, I think I've seen some of that stuff.
Yeah, but I was like, man, wiffle ball. I probably would still suck at that because I sucked at softball too. Not only do you put a 250-pound guy who can barely run because he's almost 40 out in softball.
You look great, dude.
That's what you put me at third fucking base on top of it. You know how hard third base is? Put me in the hot corner, dickhead.
They call it hot corner for a reason, dude.
I caught one ball.
It's only because they probably thought you were capable, you know?
Yeah.
That's belief.
You know, it's the next great Bambino or whatever, you know, but this guy did not hit dingers. The only home run I ever hit was a foul ball.
What?
Yeah.
It's one of those ones where you're like, come on, give it to me. I need this for morale.
This is up in the UP in Michigan, so like it's at this old baseball field, and there's
UP
this
is that
baseball
Upper
field.
Peninsula?
Yeah, I'm from
okay.
UP, from Michigan. I got that
Okay.
Canadian Midwest, Minnesota, Wisconsin.
I was gonna say, I like the way you say things.
That's funny. Yeah, I always used to. There was a lady that I worked a job with one time, and she goes, you sound like those Canadian guys on that Hulu show or whatever. And I'm like,
Letterkenny.
Yeah, Letterkenny. And she's like, yeah, you sound like one of them. She goes, but I think that one's the asshole one. She goes, it reminds me of you. And I'm like, well, thanks.
Oh, great, thanks.
Yep.
People keep saying that I sound like Shorzy on the internet, so we're in the same boat, doctors. Yeah. For fuck's sake.
just start calling shitty freaking hockey calls. It's a penalty. 5 minutes, roughing.
You call those dangles? I've seen a better dangle on my pup.
Right. Oh, good stuff. So what do you got? What do you got lined up next? What's the next big thing? You guys got anything going on that you want to plug?
Ooh, some plugs? Yeah, we got plugs, dog. How quick is this coming out? Is this like you guys
Tuesday.
take time to edit this?
I can either do it. Well, this one won't be that hard to edit because it's just me and you. So what I do is I just try to cut down a lot of like the, in between our talking and stuff. So that stuff like that.
Trim the fat.
So Tuesday, I mean, a Monday or tonight, I can start editing. It's only 6:00. I can probably get most of this done tonight.
Sick. Okay. Well, in that case, June 9th, I will be out at Cubs Giants. It is tribute to Bay Area Rap Night. E40 will be out there. If you listeners from Wisconsin don't know who E40 is and want to get into the rap artists, you should give him a listen. He's kind of fun. And then June 23rd, the Reno Aces reached out, and I'm going to be playing one of the on-the-field games in between innings. And that's a Friday, 6:35 game. And so I'll be out there, and people can come chirp with me and, delete beers and talk shit.
Dude, I'm just telling you right now, if you get your producer to get you out there on the field to throw the opening pitch, throw it over the catcher's head, and then just yell at him, "Why didn't you get it, you bum?" Just
clearly my mistake. Just wing it,
or just throw it outside.
Yep, I was thinking you just do a 180 and toss it into center field.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people are going to be expecting something like that. I think it's great.
Yep. I have a lot of people that I know and some fans coming out to the game, and I've told everybody, you guys should boo me when I walk out into the field.
Nice.
And then I can start blowing kisses, like go full Tommy Lasorda on it, and like. But yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. The Aces actually reached out to me, and they saw the video with the cat. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
Had a pest control as a kitten. That's so funny. So go ahead.
Oh, there was one where you're like, was that the one where you're like, you were watching that video, you're like petting a rabbit, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
No, that was. I know. Why do all these animals keep coming up in baseball, dude?
Dude, I got into it. I watched like almost like an hour and a half worth of like TikToks. I didn't want to like all of them because I was like, you're gonna be that little freaking trolling bitch, I was like, dude, I was laughing. It's freaking hilarious.
If you're binging, you're binging. That's hella funny. But no, that rabbit was from the 2020 season, and I reposted that video because I thought it's hilarious. Like, you can't get into the park without a vaccination card or a negative test, but for sure, fucking bring your rabbit. We don't want to test for him.
He brought his comfort animal or whatever you want to call it.
His ESA, dude, the emotional support animal. And then, the one with the cat is somebody told me that you could, like, just ask minor league stadiums to throw it out of first pitch and they'll let you do it. So I was trying to figure out who to email for the Aces, and they just had all of these people in their emails. And I'm like, who applies to what I'm asking? And then all of a sudden you get all the way to the bottom and it says head of pest control, Smalls the cat. And his whole bio is meow, meow, hiss, hiss.
They really thought about that a lot.
They sure did. And they got him during 2020 because they were bored and had nothing better to do. And they're like, why don't we get a cat for this ballpark for some entertainment? And that just tickles me, man. Ooh. But yeah, it's been a wild ride. That was like a week ago that we went viral, and now we're just trying to do more stuff and put stuff out there. I think I'm going to start a podcast eventually. I just don't know like the business side, and we've been learning so many different things.
Yeah,
I'm sure you have too.
Yeah, ours is just kind of, you got to build the following, but you already see if you have it established, you guys can just literally try to like merge everything into it because you can advertise through that. Like ours is always word of mouth. We do a little bit of advertising on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Him and I are kind of on the older side, so TikTok's really not a blow up thing.
I
It's
shouldn't
just
even
kind
be
of
on TikTok, dude.
just get your humor videos out there, get some likes, stuff like that,
Some exposure.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
TikTok is such a wild thing to be, and then it might get banned. Like, is there bans going in Wisconsin?
No, but we had a lady on, and she was talking about Utah like banning porn, and she's a Navy veteran. She told us that like the number one like porn place in the entire country is freaking Provo, Utah. So BYU just out there, just freaking going to town, whacking.
That's gotta really upset the Mormon community. Is there?
You would think so. Yeah, for sure.
State is the hub for the porn industry. Oh man, not a good look.
It's lost 25% of our revenue.
Right there, dude. Those were all the state taxes we were paying into.
Right? How do we explain this to our freaking
your voters and constituents?
Right. She was talking about how she believes that like the Mormons paid for Salt Lake City for like the Olympics to go there because the Mormons have all that money. I was like, I don't know anything about that, and she's like, yeah, there's a lot of money, and I was like, cool. I was like,
if you say so.
For this one, but
whatever. You can't be saying that, man. It's the deep state. They'll come after you.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. You don't know. Hashtag Big Mormon, right?
Right.
That's freaking great, dude. Well, yeah, congratulations on your guys' success and finding stuff out there. Like, I'm sure the market's got to be much different in the Midwest than it is like on the West Coast.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, not just that, just like going to a game or something's different here too. Not just like the people that you have to try to like pitch yourself to, but yeah, if we like say we go to a baseball game or something, we can't do anything with our podcast. Like I like what you got going on because you bring yourself with your show. That's basically you. Like this year we got denied our media credentials from the NFL, from Roger Goodell. I have a letter that says we were rejected. But guess what?
Oh, frame that.
Yeah, exactly. But I just reapplied and registered this year, so we are registered as a legit media company. Let's see them freaking turn us down this year. And guess what? If we get into the NFL draft, we're gonna be like Barstool, and we're gonna have freaking billboards everywhere. We're gonna
yes, sir.
It'd be hilarious.
What about doing a podcast at a game? Like, is there any way you could get mics in there and then like have a camera just filming you guys the entire time?
Those like little lapel mics. Yeah,
that's what we use. Probably. Yeah, that's what I interview people with, and you get made fun of for using a lapel mic. But I'm like, you don't have to talk into this. This is just a boom mic for surrounding sound.
Yeah, dude, you can stand way over here. It's gonna pick it up. It's dynamic.
In fact, we were using that lapel mic for like when I was chirping, but I'm so loud it was blowing out the audio.
Someone's got to hold it like a couple seats down, so you just get it.
Yeah, we figured out the camera audio is perfect, dog. So it's been working out. But yeah, it's such a that's what I'm saying. It's so niche. It's a quick laugh. It's something that nobody else is doing on the internet right now. And that's why I thought, why not give it a shot? Like, we're not copying anybody. This is our own thing. People seem to really be taking to it and understanding the type of humor we're going for. And I fucking appreciate it.
Yeah. And if you keep it PG, you'll keep yourself in the seat and in the stadium. And then you might even get a little VIP treatment every now and then. They'll just be like, hey, that's the freaking heckling guy, man. He just goes out there and he gives her hell.
My goal with this is to get paid by teams to go to stadiums and heckle opposing teams. Like, you want to fly me out to Detroit or Pittsburgh, wherever, if you guys have like a big ticket series going on. I am a gun for hire, dude.
They're gonna have you go out there and they're gonna order you a bunch of food and like nachos, and whenever a bad play, you just throw your food up in the air, like the hell, right behind home plate. Just annoy the piss out of them.
That's funny that you say not get kicked out. I did get kicked out of Minute Maid Park, actually.
Really?
Yes. I was on vacation in Texas, and this was before we actually started filming, so there's like some raw footage out there that I just took. But I'm at the game with my mom, And we don't buy, like, I just buy the cheapest tickets, and you can look on the app and see like where seats are available and go sit there. I probably shouldn't say that and give away the secret, so maybe you want to cut that out. But I take my mom to the game when we're on the third base line, and I start chirping so it's Astros Rangers, and I start chirping the Rangers right fielder. And the first joke I open with is, "I bet you like your steak well done." And immediately security is on me, and they're like, "You can't be using that kind of profanity, dude." I said, "Profanity? You guys take your steak that seriously here?"
This is Texas, man.
Yeah, so I kept going. The people in front of me were great, but the people behind me, one kid threatened to fight me, and I was like, "For what?" Also, I said, "You won't, no balls." They're like, "Bring it, dude. Just fucking bring it. I don't care." So I keep joking, and security keeps coming to talk to me, and they eventually get the security manager. Like, they went full Karen. They're like, "We can get a manager out here." I'm like, "Please do. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like, I'm not swearing. Is bum a cuss word? I don't understand."
Right.
So the security manager comes out, and he's like, "Let me talk to you at the top of the stairs." And the people around think that I'm getting kicked out and start cheering for me. And I'm like, "Yes, absolutely. I am heel." And he tells me, "People have complained and you're being detrimental to the fan experience." And I was like, "Detrimental? I think I am enhancing the fan experience, if anything else."
Right.
So he goes, "Look, if we have to come talk to you again, we're throwing you out." And I said, "Okay, all right, wink, wink. Yeah, you're not going to have to come talk to me." So I'm like, "I'm going to go back to those seats." And my mom, bless her heart, is like, I'm not coming." Those people were mean. And I said, "I don't care. I can't let them think that I got kicked out over that. So I have to go back, and I have to go out on my terms." So I said, "I'll meet you at the hotel. Like, it's across the street. You can get home. I'm going to go back." So I go back to those seats. The people in the front are like, "Yeah." And the people behind me are shooting daggers, man. So I tell them, "We're going to do a chant. I'm going to say 2 more heckles, and that security guard is going to throw me out of this game." So I teach them the "He's a bum" chant, which apparently people don't know about. Do you know about this?
No.
So you should bring this to the next Brewers game you go to, but you pick a guy, and one person goes, "What's the matter with that guy?" And the whole crowd chants back, "He's a bum."
Oh, man.
It's great.
Well, if you get like 50 or 60 even in on you, that's
that is mob mentality at its finest. And that's what they do at Giants games. And I'm bringing it to every stadium I go to. So I teach the Astros fans this chant. And I go, "We're going to do that to Garcia. I'm going to say my next joke, and that guy's going to come kick me out." So we do the chant. Then I go, "Hey, Garcia, I bet you drive a Prius and you like to double park it." And as soon as I say that, the security guard goes, "He's back," and fucking comes walking towards me in a beeline. So I look at the people below me. I'm like, "Thank you guys. That's been my time. You've been wonderful. You guys suck." And walked out giving fingers to everybody.
Nice.
And the best part of this whole thing is, on my walking out of the stadium, these 2 guys are like, "You're the dude that was chirping Garcia. What did he do?" And I go, "He knows what he did."
They have no idea. Just leave them
thinking. He was the closest person to me. It doesn't matter. It's a prop. They have nothing to do with these people. I don't care. Right. It's just somebody that I can yell at. And I think that's what the best part about this is. Like, we don't have any history with these people. Just let's yell nonsense because it's fun and it makes us laugh.
That's great. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're coming up on 30 minutes here. I know you probably got a lot of stuff to do.
Anything I got nothing going on.
You got nothing going on.
No, this is it, dude. That live stream, and then, June 9th coming up. Sunday live stream, June 11th. We're doing those every Sunday if you want to tune in. And then June 23rd, Reno Aces. I'll be down there.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
I mean, heck, man, I guess me and Charles will have to go to a Brewers Giants game.
Yes, 100%. We could probably coordinate that. You guys ever make it to California?
Well, we probably could.
Yeah.
Hell,
yeah. We can make something happen.
Yeah.
I want to do a midway trip as well. Absolutely. We'll get our info. My people to your people, you know.
There you go.
Hell
I'm directly involved with everything. So if I am the face, the voice, the email, everything behind it, Charles is he's the sexy monotone cat calling motherfucker.
Yes, he is the comedic relief, baby.
There you go.
He's jazz and you're rock and roll.
There you go.
Oh yeah, dude.
You stay in here and get some information, let everything upload when we get out of here. So,
Yeah, dude.
thanks
Absolutely.
for coming. Appreciate it. Appreciate having
Thanks
you
for
on.
having me. Fuck yeah, I really appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. Anytime.
Absolutely.